Welcome back everyone to the Complete Pineleaf. We are back here with Eladon, and he needs to help direct our search for the Nazgul.
How can I be of service?
The words of the Lord Glorfindel are most wise, and his gift of this barrel brings me hope that we may be able to regain the trail of the missing Nazgul. You have my thanks, Pineleaf, but now I must determine where we are to bring the barrel in order to reveal the Nazgul's location. Right, okay.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
I've given some thought of our riddle, and while I do not know if this is the answer, my heart tells me that we must exhaust this course before we can be sure it is fruitless. Many caves dot the wilderness of the Trollshalls, home of the creatures that give this place its name. The missing Nazgul suffered some grievous hurt when caught between the fires of Glorfindel and the Ranger Aragorn and the waters of the Bruinen, and he must have escaped to some secluded corner of the wild to regain his strength. I believe he fled to one of the troll caves. I will write down the names of the locations of 3 caves. Descend into the deepest chamber of each and hold Glorfindel's barrel aloft. We must learn if the Nazgul hid within one of these caves in order to pick up the trail. Bring allies to these caves, for the trolls that lurk within are dangerous. Here are my notes. Alright, fine. So now we need to find the deepest chamber of 3 caves, and we also have inspiration because these are troll caves, and when I say troll caves I mean traditional troll caves, meaning full of elites, as opposed to some locations which have some weaker trolls. Looks like the weaker trolls aren't as strongly tied to sunlight as the really strong ones, which might be a little bit of sense of this because it could be that the super strong ones have a very strong tie to earth, and that it is this tie to earth that makes them vulnerable to sunlight, while the weaker ones don't have as strong of a tie, and thus we are able to more easily defeat them, but they're also able to stay out in the daytime and just be more of a threat in that way. And here is the first of the 3 caves. And this is Nuroth. Strength swells within your chest, then I need to use this or else I'm going to be squashed like a little bug. Alright. Let's add a little food to quicken my restoration there. Now I could go in and fight a few trolls. Yeah. There you go. Whee! Now I think things would have been a lot easier if you just got the buff for having the quest, but I suspect if they did that, people would exploit it and stay on the quest for a long time until they killed a huge number of trolls or completed several items that were expected to be done with a group instead or something like that. I don't know what else they use this particular cave for other than this quest. So another option then would have been, of course, simply have made these normals, but after that talk I just gave about why it could be reasonable that the stronger ones are in the cave, it pretty much kills my line than just turning these into normals, even though I don't think they are used for anything else. At least not this set. Maybe some from the other caves. Of course, there could be some group quests that I've never ever done in this area that may call you to come into here, but I don't recall them. Mangler. Yeah, I'll get mangled alright. Ouch! one of the things that this gives me is an exhaustion. Well, is oh yeah, exhaustion depot. Actually, this exhaustion is this. Oh, apparently exhaustion doesn't affect this quest because apparently I was already under exhaustion from when I was doing the horse and rider thing. Because what happens is you can get up to 15 minutes of inspiration, and once you are done with that, you have this exhaustion debuff that's supposed to keep you from getting inspiration during that time. But I managed to get inspired while I was exhausted. Well, I've reached the deepest part. And there we go. I've left the deepest part, or I was punted out of the deepest part. Okay, I have reached the deepest part again. Oh yes, I have to remember, this is the barrel. That's the inspiration stone. Because one time I was in here, I kept on trying to hit the inspiration stone, and that didn't help me much. I hold Glorfinel's barrel aloft, but it remains dark. Womp womp womp. Well then, so much for that. That means it's time to head out to the second cave. The second cave is at a slightly tougher area because it brings you into the North Troll Shoals where, well, that's not a problem, but you sometimes run into nastier mobs up here. The cave is up here and I think it's guarded by some trolls, and I don't mean like here we got a cave claw that's an elite. So you have elite cave claws, elite worms. I think some of the worms are elite, and elite trolls. So therefore, elite everything. I want to avoid them for the moment. I want to get to a point where I could use a little stealth to get through. Now, fortunately, I do have a 3-level advantage here, so I might be able to use stealth or defeat a single elite. So far though, the elites have, okay, rather go close to the cave claw. Must have been a troll that I didn't notice. Ouch! You go there. Stop that! Stop that! And of course I got that stupid cave claw that wants to, okay, fine. You want to do this at range? I'll do it at range. When did I get Wages of Fear? I completely missed when I got that skill. Yeah. Fine. I can play that game. I can play the range game. Good grief. But Wages of Fear is... Apparently I must have popped a level that gave that to me, and I've been waiting for that one for some time, so... I think I prefer Wages of Fear to be over there. Alright, there you go. Oh. Hello? You wanna have a tumble? Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, degenerating wounds. So, one of these, not too much trouble when you have a 3-level advantage. It's going to be tough, though, in the cave where you could face 2 or 3 at a time if you're not careful. And if you take a while to kill them, then it's easier not to be careful. It looks like... Oh, yeah, he's not necessarily aggressive. I'm not really in the mood to fight all these trolls at this time. So I'll just skirt around and head inside. Here we are, cave number 2, Torgrod. Oh, and there are some actual notes if I wanted directions on how to get here. I don't know how good those directions are. I probably used them the first time I did this quest. Especially if the quest tracker wasn't ready, right? I forgot where the... It's, mm, oh. Oh, I've already got inspired. Oh, I forgot. I have the inspiration from the previous area. Oopsie daisy. With only 3 minutes left to it. And that means I better get through here quickly. Because if I don't, I could find myself in a rather uncomfortable position. Especially if I get stunned like that. Yeah, that's the other reason, is if you're going to try to get from one to the other in under 15 minutes, then it might be a good idea to run a little bit faster, so to speak, or yeah, and not be troubled by those trolls that slowed me down. Actually, this guy's slowing me down quite a bit. Oh, I'm in the... Oh, I moved outside the inspired zone. Ah, I think that means that I better... Yeah, fighting him half in that area was not good for doing that quickly. So what I'll do is I'll head back to the entrance and wait a couple of minutes for this to expire, then I could bring it back on. I hope that works. Now I've got 10 minutes of exhaustion, but let's see if this works. Strength swells in your chest. I cannot do that. Maybe if the exhaustion was from a different quest, you can't do it, but you can do it, but if it's from the same quest, you can't. Aha! Interesting thing with the mechanic. But I could see why they would have put that little loophole in there, because if it's from a different quest, it means you're not trying to exploit things. Aha! Got it. So therefore, I'm going to have to wait 10 minutes before continuing. The exhaustion has exhausted, shall we say? Which means I now have my inspiration. So, do I have my full stuff yet? Not quite yet, but I think I'd move in a little bit more. Let me have a little something to eat, then go inside. Of course, everything has... Oh, I was just a little bit off of it. Ha. I need to... I think their border should have been a little bit further out, because you could easily be kicked out of the inspiration zone there. Whee! Alright. I'll just get myself back to health here. Not fully. Actually, I could heal myself on the troll. Hey, I'm a warden. That's what wardens do. They heal themselves by fighting. Yeah, as soon as that went up. When they do that. There we go. Now let's get in here. And further down, and the next area may be tough to get to in a proper time period, because I will have to worry about all those spiders. And that's going to have spiders that are big and nasty and elite. Maybe I should have tried to do this in 3 minutes, but I thought that might have been cutting it a little bit close. If you're in a group here, you should easily be able to do it. Of course, if you're in a group, you might not need the inspiration. Alright, now let's get on deeper. And try to do this as quickly as possible, and then get back as quickly as possible. Actually, well, find you at a time. And under these circumstances, it shouldn't be too difficult. Considering the inspiration here, and it might get me through here faster, right? Right. Mangler. Big troll, that's all I gotta say. See. Olog. Mm, okay, whatever you say. Then we got the hurler down there. Is this the fire? Yeah, this is the deepest chamber in here. Okay, that's 2 down. And let's get out of here and now go and dodge some spiders as I head towards the 3rd cave. Now instead of dodging trolls, I'm now dodging spiders. I don't think I could dodge them all, but I'm thinking that between being a warden and 3 extra levels, I should be able to get through a couple of them. Besides, I do have the spider D to work on. I just don't want to be slowed down too much, because I would like to get there before my time runs out. And I've got 8 minutes and 42 seconds left in that. But it's getting around all of these spiders that are all over the place. Of course, you could just run for it and hope that you don't get webbed or something like that. I don't know if these spiders have roots on them, but it's been known to happen to be webbed by spiders that you're trying to run from. So you don't necessarily want to rely on a strategy like that unless you're desperate. I think I'm getting close to the cave. Now, if there's another way of getting to this cave... oops. Oh, there's the cave. That doesn't involve dodging spiders. I don't know of it. Anyway, here it is. And with 7.5 minutes to spare. Good. Here we go. Nice and inspired. Yeah. Strength swells in me. Yep. Oh, yeah, that's right. I have to wait for the morale to get up. I always forget about that when I'm doing stuff in Inspired. Okay, now let's head this way. I believe this is the way I need to... Well, oh, that's right. This is when we actually have to go up, isn't it? All these caves are slightly different. Yeah. I hate when those boulder throwers that like to say, oh, let's run away and throw a boulder at you. Yeah. Well, they've got bigger legs, unfortunately. Bigger arms. Bigger boulders. And they're heavier. So you don't want them to fall on top of you when they die. Yeah. Up, and away. Cur a log. Makes me think, what, is this a dog troll? Well, I don't know. Who knows? Okay, I don't know Sindarin all that well, or black speech, or whatever language that is in. Now, let's head out deeper this way. Actually, this might be the deepest part. He's going to interrupt my party, isn't he? Of course, because he's a troll. He's trolling me. Right. You know I had to say that at least once, right? Of course. Actually, once I'm done with this, I can at least get the quick way out. Alright, fine. At least I thought this would be the deepest part. Okay, I was wrong. It's not the deepest part. I must explore further. I guess killing that troll was going to be a necessity after all. The one that wandered in. Now he's in the... came from the direction where I suppose we'll be... No. Heading back... Oh no, this is the deepest part. Right? Yeah, I have reached the deepest part. And... Nada! Let's get back to Eladon. I didn't see any signs.
What can I do for you?
You've done as I asked, Pineleaf, and for that I'm grateful. Nay, do not frown so. Had you not searched the caves, we could never be sure that the Nazgul was not hiding within, waiting for his time to strike anew. Now, we have eliminated some of his possible hiding places, and for that we should be pleased. I will take Glorfindel's barrel and return it to him. For you, I have another avenue of inquiry, and it is this one that will bear fruit. Well, we will see. We'll have to find that out, though, in the next episode of The Complete Pineleaf.